Okay. So there it is. Even when I try not to fucking do it. Yep. We're going to start today's podcast.
That was for Stupido.
With the top 5 roll call.
It's me here, everybody. First person to go, as always.
It's just you.
Yeah.
Everybody knows him by now.
Yeah. All right, fine. It's just me, number 2, coming after the other me.
Hell yeah.
I'm Chalk Banana. I'm not going to play that game.
That's because no one.
I was drafted 3rd to your Philadelphia Phillies. You're right. I am an enigma. Nobody knows me.
That's perfectly fair.
Hey, it's me. Number 4 overall.
Are you the problem?
You know, I play for that team. You know.
Well, not that team, but that team.
I mean, to be fair, this is
not
coming
that
out
one.
In 2 months. Who knows where we all are in 2 months?
Who knows?
I will still be a Philly.
I will be a Texas State Bobcat.
I'll be chirping till I die.
Chirp, chirp.
Chirp, chirp.
And then as always, we have Griff
MLR fantasy
in our hearts and in our prayers and in our thoughts and in our boudoirs on occasion if we're lucky.
Who is the purple ball?
Heyo.
Oh, that's
it's Damon.
I'm blue. I'm not purple.
Well, joining us today, in case it's him,
it
is the what number president was Teddy Roosevelt?
Oh,
16.
Way to spoil
16
it.
is Lincoln.
16 was Lincoln, so we can start
19?
from there.
Are you sure Lincoln isn't 15th?
Okay,
Yes,
I looked it up.
I know for a
I
fact.
grew up in the land of Lincoln. I am very sure.
Right?
I'm just checking.
Yeah,
looked
no,
it
that's
up.
good.
I have
Totally
the
fair.
number.
I can, if I might jump in, Teddy Roosevelt was the 26th president of the United
There you
States.
go.
That's my
The
There you go.
26th
Yeah.
president of the United States, still with us, strong as ever, Mr. Theodore Roosevelt. How are you, Teddy?
It's got the Walt
Bad.
Disney.
How are you, everyone?
Teddy?
Hey,
We
Ted,
are
my
all
coach.
great.
had a little
Your
bit
coach?
of
Glad to be
frivolity
here.
before we started.
We had a little chicanery to start this show. I will say that.
We always do.
Yeah,
Why did I get
Uh,
asked to post my Final Fantasy 7 something? What
that
is
was
that?
different chicanery.
That's a different chicanery. And it's
Yeah.
because they posted it and they had at the top their top 5 Final Fantasy games instead of like S tier. They just said top 5. So I was having us tag ourselves because we are the top 5.
Naturally.
Oh, okay. I don't really
So
follow
which one
along,
are
but
you?
I'm glad you guys had fun.
I think
Well-
only I did.
I did too.
Yeah.
Okay. I was
I
getting a
will
little
say that-
snark from the two of them earlier.
Okay.
Well,
I'm sorry, did
That's
you just
true.
say Dayman and Leo were being snarky?
I know it's surprising.
It happens on occasion.
it
I
happens.
thought only Griff
It
was
happens.
snarky. I thought Dayman and Leo were nice.
Griff is everything, and
Everywhere all at once.
yes,
Griff is-
that's
Griff
a
is definitely the
great-
snarkiest of us.
If I were making a tier list of the top 5, Griff would be on my top 5 line.
top
And
5. The top
One would hope
snarkiest.
so.
Oh,
Yeah,
Chalk.
me right.
What's
Can't
that,
forget
Teddy?
Griff. No, you said you can't forget Griff.
No, we
Yeah,
don't
no.
forget Griff.
Try as you might.
Unlike Dre, we
Try
don't
as
forget
you
about Griff.
No, Griff is the best of us. So, I'm sorry. What was the Dayman? Did you have a thing?
Well, I was just gonna say that we forgot to give Teddy access to anybody here, access to actual voice channels. So we were sitting here being like, "Man, president's always
Late.
running late, huh?" And then we
Yeah.
were like, "Oh shit!"
Even
you
commenting.
can't
on
even
it
see that
on
we're
me.
in the voice channel right now.
Yeah.
That
I was in a briefing.
you were briefing. He was like, "Okay, I have better things to work on while I have a minute." Yeah.
I'm
How
actually on
confident-
remote right now.
There you go.
You're where?
I'm on remote. I am not in the White House right now. I'm actually in a studio.
Okay. Like
Wow.
a
Studio,
no
of course.
bedroom apartment or
No, it's a recording studio. I can even give you the address.
Oh no! Wait a minute.
Okay.
No, all right, we'll roll with it.
Pull up. Someone pull up Google.
Just Google Maps.
Preempt
You're
that
the one
shit.
recording.
By all means, no, I'll give the address. It's
Oh,
350
God. Hang
Fifth
on.
Avenue,
Hang on.
New York, 10118.
Are
Did-
you looking it up?
Teddy Roosevelt started NBC or something, and now we're about to learn that.
No. Rockefeller
Is
Center
this
is
from
north of there.
Oh, okay. I don't know shit about New York
Jock,
geography.
Come on. You don't
My
know
bad.
that?
I've been to New York twice, and I'm still intimidated. Did anyone look it up, or is it just me?
Damien's looking it up, I thought.
I'm not looking it up. I thought you were looking it up.
Oh,
God damn it.
jeez. What's the address?
I'll
Say
do
that
it.
again one more time, Mr.
355 North
President.
5th Avenue.
A what? North 5th?
355. No.
350 5th Avenue, New York, 10118.
All right.
While I
Pulling it up.
show off my fantastic golf skills.
Well, it's in the middle of New York.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm scrolling in. It's the
Observation.
Empire State Building.
Is it the Empire State Building?
It's
The
the Empire
Empire
State
It's not the Empire State Building, sir. Very good. Bully for you.
We did it.
We did
it,
Teddy, why the fuck did we start a podcast? Why haven't you started a podcast and started doing this whole shtick?
You know, I don't. Well, I was part of the top 5 of season 8, but unfortunately, one of them is no longer in the league. And you've had another one as a guest already, so we've been beaten to it.
But you guys were here first,
This is true.
like the Native Americans for your once great land.
no.
Oh, boy.
buddy.
I will tell you, Teddy Roosevelt is a native New Yorker. New York was founded by the Dutch, and the Dutch had good relations with the Native Americans. It's only after the English took over that things kind of went poorly.
So the Dutch did the
Shout
two
out
canoe
to the
thing.
Dutch.
Shout
I'm
out
sorry, I
to
didn't
Dutch
quite
Bogs.
catch that.
The original treaty with some tribe in New York was the two canoe thing, where you ride your canoe, we'll ride ours, and
Something
same
along
river,
those
but
lines.
yeah.
Chuck,
It
what you're
wasn't-
saying makes sense, but doesn't quite sound right.
I
I don't
don't
know
know.
about it.
So it's actually one of the first documented interactions, and it's between
Okay.
Western Europeans and indigenous Americans, Native Americans. I don't know what phrase you want to use.
Yeah, I'm with
and-
you here. This is
Okay.
all. I think you're right. Yeah.
No, yeah, and there's the I'm going to say this poorly because it's not like a writing system, but the writing system that they used for it is this beaded woven. It's like a belt thing, and it's documented. Like, this is what it is, and it records the treaty. And basically, it's like, hey, you have your laws, we have our laws, and we're not going to abide by each other's laws, but we're not going to get in each other's way either. So we can just both live here according to each other's rules. You row your canoe, we'll row our canoe. That's basically what it was.
That makes sense. I just don't believe the name. I'm sure there's a different name for it.
There's probably a much better name for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I-
saying.
It wouldn't
I had a
surprise me.
student once who wouldn't vote. She didn't vote in elections because of that treaty, because she was from that tribe, one of the tribes that was a
Interesting.
party to it. Yeah.
She wasn't a native Hawaiian, was she? Because I know there are some movements in Hawaii that are similar, but not quite like that.
No, she was not a native Hawaiian.
Fair
She
enough.
was a native. She was
So
from the
shout out
tribes that,
Dutch.
yeah, were there. Dutch Bogs. There you go. Shout out Dutch Bogs. Anyways, so this has been fun.
Wow, we're already done.
Yeah, and
Didn't give me
good
questions,
episode, President.
Well, thank you for having me.
Exactly.
I really appreciate it. I think we've learned a lot today.
How did you
We have
a
to.
lot about the ignorance of the top 5? How did you find MLR, Teddy? What? So you were a big game hunter for a long time, I thought, and you stormed
Indeed, I was.
the beach at something. I don't know. You Rough Riders or
Various
San Juan
something.
Hill.
Caribbean
The Rough Riders
islands.
at San Juan Hill. War of
San Juan
18
Hill. There you
sorry,
go.
War of 1898,
Were you
Spanish
going-
American War. My apologies.
Were you going up that hill or down the hill? Which way were you going?
We were the ones
Uphill.
charging up the hill, and by any sort of military tactics, it was a bit of a failure because everybody just charged up at once, which was great fun, but really tactically not that sound.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To the victor
I
go the
do-
spoils.
indeed. Uphill is my least favorite direction on the hill too, so we have that in common.
It's a little bit more exertion.
Yeah, a little bit more. I don't usually have people firing at me from the top though.
Well,
I
you never
Normally
know.
getting
And
fired at
when-
from the back, huh?
Yeah. Leo, you all right,
Yes.
buddy?
Really
Oh, I'm
competitive.
perfect.
So after all that, what made you come to MLR?
Well, honestly, I was being asked by a group of friends for several years, "Hey, you should join this fake baseball thing," and I said, "Unfortunately, I'm kind of busy running the country right now." But
Naturally.
in
Fucking bit.
2022, I finally found some time,
At the ripe
and
old age of 140.
a little bit older than that. I was born in
He's got
1858.
shit
Oh,
to
my
do,
bad.
man.
Sorry.
Get fucking bodied.
Yeah.
But, anyways,
Absolutely destroyed.
Oh
I
my
finally
God.
found some time in my busy schedule to join the league. I was a rookie in season 8, and I was drafted, depending on who you ask, I was drafted 3rd or 4th overall by the Oakland A's.
Got it. So you've only been on the A's then? A
Correct.
lifelong Oakland A'er. Nice.
Indeed. Just finished my 2nd season.
Congratulations. How did the A's do this year?
We finished 500, which, and we did win our first Spring Sorrows, I think is what we're calling it this year. We did win our first Spring Sorrows tournament game against Miami. But we finished 3rd in the AL West. Not quite how we did last year, but considering the alternatives, we'll take it.
Well, good.
Yeah. I mean, not decent season. Not
I mean,
terrible.
You're speaking to 3 people who
Yeah.
finished
Yeah,
worse.
Speaking to 3
You're
other
speaking to
Summer
at
Sadness
least
participants.
someone who has been in the bottom 5 chat every single week. Like I'm over here just like, hell yeah. Like
The
having
one
a
of
good
us
time.
here, the one of us here who was in the playoffs, we had 5 base runners in the first 2 innings and did not score a run while simultaneously giving up 5 runs to the Cubs. So it's not
That is
going
less
well.
than ideal.
One of
It
those
is
is not
not-
Tiger.
Yes,
Man.
yes.
The
Can I
Cubs
tell you how
will get
exciting it was to
so
get a
bad.
double play when there was a 1st and 2nd and no outs as opposed to a walk and a Noble Tiger again? Because that would have been that'd have been soul crushing. Literally, we celebrated the fact that we couldn't get a Noble Tiger. That was, and I'm not going to make this whole. I
Your
iced
team
myself.
might have the Phillies might have the most Noble Tigers this year.
Oh, it's without a doubt. That's our
You've
3rd.
had
We had 2 in the
3,
regular
right?
season.
Yeah.
That was our 3rd. Yeah. It was not
Meanwhile,
ideal.
we've been chilling. Meanwhile,
Oh,
Cubs,
bottom 5
Cubs will
chance,
get you.
fun.
Cubs
When
are
they hit
the
the
Cubs.
walk off in the 13th inning.
Oh my
That
God.
was
Yeah.
so sad.
Mm.
That was
Yeah.
such a sad time.
The
Ugh,
Cubs hit.
man.
The Cubs hit.
That's
I
a
mean,
that's a
Mike.
rough assignment for Philadelphia. The Cubs
Yeah.
do hit. They're very aggressive. And
Chalk, you
it-
enjoying the ice rink?
No,
was
this is.
just,
I was just trying to figure out what the fuck I was thinking when I made it ice before I was in the hole.
Let's say, wonder who did that.
Yeah, I did. I totally did.
Yeah.
I thought it would go away by now. I can't believe I haven't timed down in the fucking hole yet.
10 seconds?
Dayman will, don't worry.
getting close.
Dayman
Haven't
will.
hit the ball yet.
Damon hasn't hit the ball yet.
Hey, I thought I was
Oh,
in
dear.
this whole time.
You can get it. You can get it.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
Oh,
What the
Dayman
fuck?
tried so hard. He's so hard.
That's fucked up. I thought I was in
Anywho's.
this whole time.
Yeah.
I do
Blasted.
get mad when you say
Dude is
something though, so I
blasted.
appreciate you not saying anything until the end. Thanks.
So you've been in the league 2 full seasons now. What are some career highlights for you?
let us see. After the draft, which was a fun time. I actually wasn't there. I was. The story goes, I was busy on vacation when the draft was going on, and it just happened. But immediately afterwards, friend of the show, Kenny K, who was on Oakland at the time, asked me if I'd like to co-GM his MILR team, the Santa Rosa Scuba Divers. And I said, well, I'm new to this, but okay. And since then, I've been in some sort of GM role ever since then. So I actually have not had a session where I haven't been in charge of one team or another. It's kind of odd. but I'll take it.
Oh, you robbed my
That
win.
includes
Jock.
FCB too, doesn't it?
It does, yes. I
So you just
last
naturally
season-
gravitate to positions of authority, is what I'm hearing.
apparently so,
As the president is wont to do.
Well, you
which
know,
means that I don't have much
trustworthy
time for
figure.
golf, as seen with the scores here.
Totally fine. Totally fine.
That's
it's not
okay.
been my best goal
I'm
either.
so glad that we have someone on who is below me on the scorecard because I kind of just slapped the
Damn.
ball around.
You slap at the ball.
Yeah.
Where am I? There I am. Okay.
Who did
Any
that?
on-field highlights? Are you like?
Certainly. I was an all-star starter my rookie year at second base for the American League.
Nice.
I didn't get a hit in the all-star game, but to be there was an honor. I was happy to be there. The scuba divers, I ended up becoming the GM of the scuba divers at the start of what we call MILR 8B. I'm sure you've heard, but MILR was split into 2 8-game half seasons last year, and I'm not in the hole.
Nice,
and Kenny took over. Kenny took over for the Red Sox at the pretty much right after the draft and said, "Hey, I can't be running this team anymore. Do you want to run it?" I said, "I guess so." And we ended up winning, so I'll take it.
It worked.
Nice.
Who was on the team with you? There was some friends
Let
of
us
the pod.
see. Several friends of the show: Kenny K, Saul Pewald, Brent Chillwater.
Legends.
Star-studded.
Legends.
Indeed.
Wow.
Quite a few others. Lee Luda from Milwaukee, the co-GM there. Critical part of the team, underrated person in MLR.
Underrated.
Lee
Very much
Luda?
so.
Lee,
Yes.
good
I've heard
Lee.
good things. I've never interacted with Mr. Luda or Mrs. Luda. I don't know.
Mr. Luda.
Luda. There you go.
You can
Kiwi
s-
Cleveland,
you can see
good
him-
friend.
Oh yeah, Bird.
Yeah. Bird.
Bird Law.
Indeed, Bird.
Bird.
So
We'll get to Bird.
quite a few folks, and we ended up, like I said, winning the Styrofoam Cup over the Belize Nuts in a stunning game that Brent has already talked about. But I'll sing my praises of Brent again because he hit a game-tying pinch hit home run for me after I'd come in to try to pitch, and it did not go well. Thank you, Jerome Peterson, for that.
We've all
Jerome
been there.
Peterson, noted Jerome that I always accidentally ping instead of other Jerome. Whoops.
Who's other
Yep.
Jerome?
Jerome.
Who is
Another
other
Jerome. There's other Jeromes around.
That's Jerome S.
Naturally,
Monroe, who was also on the Scuba
Yeah.
Divers.
Also Scoop. See? Boom. It's confusing.
Man, I can't tell anybody apart, so it's okay.
I'm
I
not
have
swearing on this
Discord.
whole.
Discord handle blindness. It's all right, Prez. I apologize for fucking with the ice there. My apologies.
Oh, no
That's
problem.
spicy.
I've never done this if it wasn't clear. So,
That's okay.
It is clear, but it's also totally okay. So
hey, that's all right.
the whole
We
point
were
is to
all
have
new at
fun,
this
get to
point.
know you, and I feel it's going to be very difficult not to have fun while playing mini golf with the 26th president of the United
The
States.
president.
I have museum questions.
Oh no.
Okay.
Museum questions.
About a
Oh, boy.
particular
Yeah.
night at one per se.
Yes, yes.
Was working with Ben Stiller hard? Because I've always thought he was kind of a prick.
You know, Mr. Stiller was actually very accommodating.
Really?
He knows
And,
everything.
to
and
hear.
also,
We
you have
can't-
to
we
recall,
can't
I was
beat him.
dealing with Rami Malek before he won the Oscar for Bohemian Rhapsody. So he wasn't there to big time us just yet.
That's
Oh,
nice.
nice.
That's nice.
He knows everything. You can't win.
Couldn't even.
I mean,
sneak
not
one
that-
past him.
Yeah,
I,
not that,
I assume he
you know,
just has like
winning
the
is-
thickest bathroom trivia book that he carries around with him and just constantly thumbs through it.
not that winning
many
is the
leather-bound
objective
books.
with Eddie here.
The Roosevelt Poozerelt. Nope, doesn't work.
You tried.
No,
I
not much
tried.
gets by Teddy.
A
There was
forever.
one night where he got me good on Shakespeare for like a good hour and a half, and I was like, it was a good time though. Talk to Teddy, learn something.
We did reference it, but that could be two. All right, cool. I did play for the Birmingham Biggest Birds, GM by Kiwi Cleveland, as mentioned before, and we just wrapped up our the Styrofoam Cup win as well. So I've got 2 of those now, I suppose.
Jeez.
Bird. Stacking them. Bird.
Styrofoam,
awesome.
2 Styrofoam cups.
On right,
Paper.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Not a red solo cup.
I've been lucky. Not a red solo cup, no sir. Maybe
this year.
Hawaii
very
was
possible.
a vibes team, not a wins team. Much like Harvard, vibes team, not a wins team.
I mean, Hawaii had Brent Chillwater, Shorty McDougal,
great vibes.
Bill
team.
Justice, lots of players who are still very active in the league today.
I thought
Yeah.
David was like,
Viva?
yeah, they were bad, but oh man, it would have been fun to be there.
No, not bad. But I'm just saying.
We were a bit
Tech
unlucky
talking-
when it came to bowl games. We faced off against a Michigan team in what was technically the 5th place game. There were 8 college teams that year, and Michigan placed 3rd in their division, but it was because they lost 2 domes, and then they won the 3rd game.
Shit.
So Hawaii is there, and we see Michigan, and Michigan's doing great. And we're like, okay, this is fun.
Said I'm having a good time. We're having fun
we
here.
are also recording this the day before those start again tomorrow.
Before the start of FCB Season 10.
Where we have half of the GMs on here.
Yes, we do.
Well, you know.
We do. Delta State is here, and we're ready to perform. The Fighting Oaks are on the scene.
Absolutely.
What college are you at?
We are the Delta State Fighting Okra.
Got it.
The FOK, the Fox.
The fuck.
How does okra handle that humidity?
You know, it actually handles it pretty well. It has to have it to grow, you know.
Is okra like a humid, like a very humid, needy
Tropical place.
Tropical
plant?
It's a
I
tropical
would
plant?
think so. You find it in a lot of Cajun cooking. Mississippi, where Delta State's located, Louisiana. Not the most arid place on the planet.
No, it is moist. One would call it very moist.
Yeah.
I don't know where the hole is.
It's hard. There's a lot of holes out here.
And then there was a perfect "that's what she said" moment right there, and you all missed it.
Well, we're in the.
When you're a president, there's a lot of holes available. I can imagine.
Oh no! See, I'm very devoted to my wife. My second wife.
I'm not saying you're not.
Second wife.
What about that first?
Swear he winked at
My
us.
first unfortunately passed away on Valentine's Day, 1884. It was very sad because my mother died on the same day.
Oh God!
What a terrible day.
You're the ones who asked.
He's got a point.
I thought okra was a native.
Got a point.
I thought okra was a Native American plant. It is not. It is from the Old World, West Africa.
Most things are.
Not entirely true. But sure.
I mean, call it 50-50.
This is not going well.
I'd give you 55-45, Damon.
Okay.
Okay. But let's not say what way is which.
Yeah, to make it most.
No. Yeah. I'm trying to find out what sort of temperature or area cultivated annual in temperate climates. Okra can grow up to 6 foot 7 inches tall.
So they can handle
and that's why we're the Fighting Okra.
It's almost as tall as Salt Ewald.
I believe Saul is 6'6", not 6'7".
He is. I just wanted to give him some credit.
Equally as terrifying.
But with the right shoes, he could grow up to 6'7".
And this is the max an okra can grow. It's not like
I know, but think about like a roided out okra trying to fight you. That's terrifying. But
then picture Stahl in like 6-inch stilettos trying to fight you because now he's
that's
7 foot.
See, anything that tastes delicious with butter, I'm not scared about, and I assume okra tastes delicious with butter because most plants do.
Taste delicious with butter.
Exactly. So I'm not frightened of you. I just imagine you lathered in butter and delicious. So I'm not afraid of lobsters.
Keep talking, Chuck. Keep talking.
I've not had gumbo.
Oh, see, okra is a key ingredient in gumbo.
Ah.
I was like, even I know that, and it's soup.
Yeah, he hates soup.
It's not soup.
Gumbo?
Actually, I would eat
I don't-
gumbo, but I am
I was gonna
allergic
say, I
to
don't-
shellfish, so it's kind of
It's a stew,
toss-off
right?
to me.
I don't.
Dayman, how do you feel about stews? Is it stews and
I
soup,
don't
same
know.
thing?
I
Kind
don't
of.
know.
It's the wateriness of it I don't like.
Okay,
As you know,
so
it takes a lot to make a stew. A pinch of salt and
I
laughter
think-
too. That's too many cooks.
No.
He's rhyming at us.
I thought you were going to say,
Probably
you
Probably
take a ham bone, you
reference.
got some potatoes, some onions, you got yourself a stew. The late, great Carl Weathers.
Rest in
I'm just going to
peace.
make references that only I get, so fun
Sounds
for me.
like it.
Damon does it
Good
all the time.
movie.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Teddy,
the
how do you
Tiger
feel
Baby.
about
Carl Weathers.
it's always sunny?
I can't say that I'm a regular viewer of It's Always Sunny, but I do enjoy it whenever I have it on. In fact, to the point that I made a top 5 meme
I remember
featuring
that.
It's Always Sunny.
You
Oh, that's
posted
true.
it
That's
again
correct.
the other day.
Teddy gets the jokes. Enough. So,
Well, I'm glad you have one, Dayman.
Yeah.
So anyways,
Teddy
I started to
always
blast.
laughs at my jokes that I post in the Harvard Clubhouse. Always has.
All right, let's get to the meat and potato questions here. Well, these aren't really meat and potatoes. They're all filler. How annoying is it?
Potatoes.
How annoying is it for the Secret Service to have you out in an open area in front of thousands of fans?
I'm sure it's quite annoying, but I don't really care. The Secret Service can do whatever they'd like, but I'm going to be continuing to play fake baseball.
Okay,
Enough
so
said.
that's it. They don't make you put on a vest or nothing. They're just like
Okay, hold up.
tally ho, Prez.
You're not even going to acknowledge the other 2 teams that we have in here? Just going to skip right from Okra, just right on to Secret Service?
I'm interviewing our guests, not you. Do you want me to invite you as the
I'm
next
just
guest of the
saying.
podcast?
I'm just saying.
I can.
Here
We can have a
I'm
get to know
just
Dayman's
saying.
Pet podcast. I'm fine with that. The
Project.
Top
Dayman
5 deep dive.
Pet Project podcast.
Tell you what, how about
Top
this?
5 deep dive.
I am very
Top five
excited
deep
to
dive.
see what both the Texas State Bobcats and the Boise State
Heyo.
Broncos will be contributing
Elliot.
to this season of fake college baseball.
You know what? I
Thanks,
will.
Eddie.
Some good
I will-
rip-
I
Give
ask
us the
you-
plug. Come on.
Damon, I do have to ask you one question. Who made your lineup card for your first game?
That would be Gavrilo Principal, also known as Matty Mulder in MLN, who's a pretty cool guy.
They did a
Okay,
heck of a
so-
job. It's a lovely lineup
Yeah.
card.
I sent them the lineup, made sure that I was like, hey, make sure you put all catchers for the positions, because I sent the C next to every position or next to every person. But I was
Wait a
like,
minute.
I'm
Wait,
gonna
wait,
make
wait,
sure to like extra tell this guy, like make sure everybody's catcher on the lineup. Like that's not a typo. And he
Damon.
questioned it for a little bit, but what?
You have catchers on your roster?
Yeah, all of them.
We don't have-
Everyone's.
We don't have a catcher.
Everyone's a catcher.
All right, well, found where they all went.
Is this a sex joke that I'm not getting?
No,
No,
our
not at
roster
all.
legitimately does not have a catcher on it.
Not at all. We just have a long running joke between anybody that was on FLB and like a few other people that have like spread out that every position has to be a catcher.
This isn't a
Someone
joke
just
for
did
me.
it
We don't
one
have a
time,
catcher.
and just like nobody noticed, and they posted it, and they're like, "I literally made the positions all fucking catcher," and everybody was like, "That's fucking hilarious." Really dumb joke, but it hits.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
No.
Teddy,
God, hope they
Speaking
hit.
of, I
being
would
that you're
be
like
remiss if
190
not
years
to,
old. Go ahead. Sorry, Teddy.
I'm sorry. I would. FLB was mentioned. I would be remiss if not to mention friend of everybody, Noah Diamond loves triples. Shout out Noah.
Ah, yes.
Shout out
mentor.
Noah Diamond.
Mentor this
He's our
year.
mentor at Delta
Mentor.
State.
Ours too.
Nice.
Wow.
Old BSU.
I hope you guys hit him lots of triples. He deserves them.
We've already taught everybody to chant that, so we're doing good.
So
I do
at
not
your
have that.
age, Teddy, being like 180 something, how do your joints
okay,
work?
165, sir.
I think honestly, after
Right.
90, it doesn't really matter, Prez. After 90, it's all the same.
Fair enough.
So how are those joints doing?
Well, better than you might think, because I happen to follow a very strict regimen of exercise and a heart healthy diet. Believe it or not, all the big game hunting, it's not all red meat that goes down this gullet.
Oh, I know one thing that goes down that gullet.
Just a lot of jokes. A lot of jokes
Oh,
there.
Okra? Does okra help? Is it
Okra,
anti-inflammatory?
Okra
I was
does
gonna
help.
say egg cream.
Egg cream.
Naturally, of course.
Egg cream and okra. That's what
It is quite
keeps
effervescent.
you living forever.
Can I be honest? I don't know what an egg cream is.
Oh,
Well, you're in the
Oh,
right
boy.
spot, sir.
teach him a thing.
Well, do I?
Where were you during all
Funny
of
that
that?
you
TV?
asked.
I've heard it.
you
I've heard
ask.
it
We have
said
the
a lot.
fucking
I just don't know what the
expert.
fucking. I don't know what an egg cream is.
An egg cream is a beverage that is created in a soda fountain. You have to have it fresh. Unlike what the name suggests, it contains neither eggs nor cream. It's seltzer
I'm a
water.
little angry now. Okay.
It's seltzer
My favorite
water,
part about it.
cold milk, and or half and half, but that's really cream. So we'll get back to that in a second. There was a rookie today who was giving his recipe, and I'm not going to knock the recipe because I haven't tried it. But half and half is cream, so I'm a little curious there.
That is
But-
my Dan Van
It goes
Dam. You're
against
already
its
calling
principles.
it out.
It goes against its principles if it's cream, though, because it's neither
Very
egg
much so.
nor
It is.
cream.
It's supposed to be cold seltzer, milk, and chocolate syrup. And you have to mix
really
it
good.
a very specific way. There are different recipes, but it has to be done in layers. And even though it sounds like a carbonated yoo-hoo, it is very tasty. And I cannot get in the hole right now, and I
Wait,
do not know why.
Well, that's my fault. That's on me.
Cock's an
Ah,
asshole.
there it is.
Wait, so
Yeah.
it's layered. It's not all like mixed together, or you're saying like when they pour it, it has to be layered and then mixed.
When they
right?
pour it, it has to be layered. What I've seen
Gotcha.
is you take the chocolate, and it has to be Fox's You Bet syrup. I have to get that in there.
Oh my gosh.
you gotta
You
plug
put
it.
it. It's
Is
got to
that
be
a
Say it
Fox.
again.
Are you sponsored?
I was
Say it
saying-
again.
I promise I'm not sponsored, but
That'd be insider
Oakland Heights
trading.
if
will
you
tell
are.
because it is a regional drink, usually made in New York City, but in some other bigger cities too. Because where else are you going to find a soda fountain these days? You put in the chocolate syrup
course.
first, then you put in the milk, then you put in the seltzer, and then you mix it in a chopping motion.
Chopping motion.
Not you don't
In a
You don't
glass?
spin the spoon around in a clockwise or counterclockwise motion. It's chopping.
Oh,
And you layer it that way.
okay.
And it's carbonated, right?
Very much, yeah,
Yes.
that's the seltzer.
That's the seltzer
Interesting.
water day, man.
It's like a little chemical
God.
reaction in your cup.
I think our first field trip should be going to make egg cream.
Yeah.
Top
I
5
think
makes
that
sense.
you would
what,
enjoy
but
it.
what chocolate syrup do we have to get?
You have to
what
get
was it?
Fox's You Bet chocolate syrup.
There it
Fox's
is.
You Bet.
Fox's You Bet
There
chocolate
it
syrup.
is.
Seared into my mind.
I assume they're just going to send us a case because of how many times we've mentioned it on this
Let's
very
say it a few more
regionally
times and
popular-
find out.
Yeah.
Fox's
I'll
You
say it
Bet
as many
chocolate
times
syrup.
as I need.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's coming back later.
I mean, we got to figure out a way to get it to them, right? Just send one to the Empire State Building and it'll find its way.
Yeah, I'd say
It
so.
always finds a way.
The egg cream finds the man.
Yeah.
Have you recently had an egg cream?
Within the last calendar year, I have.
And
yeah, it was
Within the
all
last
the
6
rage.
months, I have
I was about to
not.
say, I
Unfortunately.
believe this was momentous. I think I remember this.
It was during SCB last year.
It was right before the draft.
Yep.
I was in New York, and I
I
got
can find
an
Remember
egg
how he
cream
said he
on
was
2
traveling for
different
the
occasions.
draft? Yeah. Teddy was
The second
traveling
time was
during the
right
draft
before I
and-
caught my flight home,
Yeah.
and the shop was not open, and I'm like, I have to get to LaGuardia right away. So please open up. You're supposed to be open now. They opened their doors. I had my egg cream, and then off to the airport I went.
Yeah. Please,
And
sir.
I was
Please, I beg of you.
I
Do you
want
know who
one
I
egg
am?
Cream, okay. Was it worth it though? Was it worth
It
it? Like
very
being
much
rushed to
was.
the airport? Yeah.
It very much was. I should add, I was not in the same borough as the airport,
Right.
so it involved some subway time, and I was a little nervous, but everything was okay.
Yeah. I hate that. I get like so nervous about being late for flights and stuff.
Same.
Yeah, I do.
Especially when you're in a city of millions of people and you don't know what's going to happen on your way there. And it was interesting, but it all worked out in the end.
Especially in a place where you're just like, I've been here like 5 times. I don't really like know,
Right.
It's not like you live there, so you're just like,
I am a map guy, so I was
naturally
comfortable with my map, but at the same time, anything can happen.
Yeah. I mean, like last time I had to like navigate like a subway and stuff. And like trains and shit. I totally got lost, and I'd like been there multiple times in Seattle. It was not fun.
I do enjoy public transportation. We really should look into expanding that. It's not going to happen anytime soon, but one can dream.
Yeah, totally agreed. It's just spooky when you're like, I don't come here, and I've been here like 2 times, and I only kind of know how this shit works, and I'm late for where I need to go.
I need to get on a plane in an hour.
Like, I'm scared.
Well, an hour is cutting it a little bit. It wasn't quite an hour.
That's so
that's
scary
dangerous.
Close. That's like, I'm going to miss my flight, dude.
Have you guys ever missed a flight before?
I haven't.
I've missed a connecting flight because of delays with the initial one, but never an initial flight.
That's because I've never traveled alone yet.
I was flying home, and before I went to the airport, before my then girlfriend at the time took me to the airport, I thought, you know what, I should, clear the cargo hold, and apparently set my wallet and everything right up on the windowsill, right next to the toilet, and just left it there. I got to the airport. She dropped me off. No, in my house, in my actual house.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Why can't I get in this fucking hole? She drove me there, hugs and kisses, goodbye, thanks for dropping me off, yada yada. Get up to the gate, and I'm like, hey, I don't know where any of this is. So I call her, I'm like, did it fall out? She pulls over on the side of the interstate, you're risking her life, digs through her car. She's like, no, and I'm like, well, do you mind coming back and getting me? Because I'm a fucking idiot, apparently. Get home, go to the bathroom, and I'm like, oh
it's right.
Ooh.
Right.
Did you go to the bathroom to check, or did you have to go
No, I went to the bathroom.
Again?
I went to the bathroom. Because I was like, I don't know where this is. I need to find it. I'll just go dig in my room. But first, I got to pee. And,
Killed by the bathroom, saved by the bathroom.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if I think that was early in our relationship, too.
And she was like, this fucking guy, dude. I love it, too, how the only time that you ever would forget your wallet is before you go on a flight.
Yeah.
Like, you never forget your wallet in any other scenario, but it's like the one time you get on a flight is like the day where like your morning is slightly different and you like already have your shit together and then go to the bathroom instead of the other order and then you leave it there.
It's because Chalk failed to triple tap.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Lord knows what I was
triple tap on the way out.
Wallet, phone, keys, vape.
Wallet, phone, keys.
He might have been triple tapping something else, and that's why.
Oh, goodness. Well, there's a silver lining there.
Oh, goodness.
His house's bathroom, obviously.
Sorry, Mr. President.
His tummy was upset.
I'm a nervous flyer, all right? Fuck
There's
off.
a silver lining. At least you found out where it was before you got on the plane.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Or until TSA was like, get out of here, you jabroni. Don't have your fucking ID at the airport. Who are you? Get out of here.
You need to leave.
Shout out Dusty Jabroni of the Detroit Tigers. I don't know you very well, but you got a great name.
Yeah, you do. The Duster. It's cool.
You just got a shout out.
It's flame-proof.
Yeah, well, speaking of shouting out people you don't really know, and then giving them compliments, which seems like a very Teddy thing. You're roundly acknowledged to be like the nicest person in MLR. So when Hanny was on, he's often considered one of the nicest, most beloved figures in MLR. Who is more beloved, do you think, you or Hanny?
I think it's definitely Hanny. I would actually dispute my claim to fame as being nice. I'm rather prickly sometimes, but
he is.
But I appreciate
like in the
sentiment.
sideburns or the mustache.
Well, it is very thick, and I'm very proud of it. It took me
It's
quite a
Keep
while.
it
know,
angry
that's
for
a
days. This
But,
podcast will be called "What is Teddy thick and proud of?"
His chocolate syrup.
Yeah,
What was it again?
This
Foxes,
Oh,
this
you
seems like a
betchas.
segue to something Damon was
Foxes, you
talking
bet.
about earlier today.
Foxes, you
We'll get in a
betcha.
bit. I would say Hannibal. Hannibal has the entire league behind him, and is much loved, and has done much to earn that goodwill from everyone. Shout out
Indeed.
Hannibal.
Shout out to Hannibal.
Yes,
Yeah.
shout out Hanny.
That said, thank you, everyone. If I've made you smile, then I've done my job. I think.
I thought your
What a
job
good-
was running the free world.
But that's also supposed to make people smile too.
I mean, not those
Really,
who aren't in the
it
free
depends
world.
on who you are. I will
Well,
say,
do you
Teddy in charge.
to be fair, I haven't really paid too much attention to electoral politics since 1919 when I supposedly died. Which thankfully
Supposedly.
I missed out on
Citation.
the
you did.
terrible scandal at Teapot Dome. Hopefully, because as you know, I am a member of the Republican Party. Later, I broke away to join the Progressive Party that I formed. But thankfully, I hope that the Teapot Dome scandal was the nadir for the good old GOP.
Bull moose, am I right? I couldn't.
I know
think of
so
any
They
fucking
love me in
little of
Milwaukee,
moose
even though they
snakes.
tried to shoot me there.
True.
Isn't that just the ultimate sign of love?
Trying to get shot.
Or in that gentleman's case, delusions that President McKinley was telling him to kill me, which, hopefully he got the help that he needed.
How magnanimous of you. Didn't you finish that speech? Didn't you get shot and then finish the speech?
Very much so. In fact, I got in the car, rode to where I needed to give the speech, spoke for 50 minutes, then went to the hospital.
You didn't think at any point, like, maybe I should go to the hospital first?
Well, I'll tell you, I actually happened to look at the bullet wound, and I noticed that I wasn't coughing up blood. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but as a child, I was really into taxidermy. And so I learned a little bit about anatomy. And since I wasn't coughing up blood, that meant that the bullet had not penetrated my lungs. Therefore, I was good to go.
Just a flesh
I mean, you
wound.
can't fault that logic.
Well, I can.
No, who cares?
Look,
And-
you're 100 years of medical science since Teddy's taxidermy days. You can't really use that as an advantage.
Dayman.
One would
Dayman's
hope
gone.
that
Dayman's gone.
they might
I
have
was
improved
looking up-
things. However, I still have the bullet in me, unfortunately.
I was looking up shit about Teddy Roosevelt so I could contribute to the conversation.
You could just ask him. He's right here.
Right.
Yeah.
He wants
Yeah,
I've
to
been
you
one of
should've
our
done your
wonderful
homework
national
ahead of
parks
time.
lately.
National parks lately. Let's see.
I have not.
No, but I've been to places that are ran by the National Park Service. Is that close enough?
Well, that's close enough, I'd say.
I'd say that's close enough, right?
Very proud of
There's
it.
like not too many national parks like near us, but there's lots of like adjacent like monuments and other things.
Isn't there like a giant ass one right in the middle of Idaho?
Yeah, it's not a national park though. It's a wildlife preserve.
I
Wildlife.
think my state has
Oh,
Yeah.
4 national
So
parks.
it's even more strict than a national park. So like you can't go in that area at all with a motorized vehicle of any kind. Like not even like a chainsaw or anything. Like nothing. You're
Nice.
not
Chainsaw's
even really
not a
supposed to
vehicle.
fly planes over it, really. But I don't know if that's like actually enforced or whatnot.
probably not.
No,
Regulations aren't
probably.
really there to be enforced.
Yeah, it's probably not. I mean, I don't know if that's like a big flight path. It's fucking just like Montana and like the Dakotas over there, you know?
Have you been to the Badlands in North Dakota? It's a
have
little bit of a
not.
drive. You got to go through Montana first.
Yeah, I have not.
The
I've been
fourth
through the
biggest
Canadian
state.
Badlands
That's
up
close
by
enough.
like Drumheller and such.
Close enough. Has anybody been to Mount Rushmore?
I
Have you
have,
No.
seen
believe it or
yourself?
not.
Yes.
In fact, I spend quite a bit of time there.
Every day.
Oh, really?
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, yes, naturally.
How do you find the image there of you? Do you find it what's the word?
Attractive.
Well, yeah, kind of, but like
Flattering.
there you go.
I do find it flattering. I will say, however, that I love Abraham Lincoln. Fantastic man, great storyteller. Really needs a breath mint every now and then.
Naturally.
Stupido, you okay?
I'm good.
Apparently not.
I'm good.
I've got him rolling.
Teddy, are you a drinker of alcohol?
Not
you a
quite
teetotaler?
often. I'm not a total teetotaler, but I don't really imbibe terribly often.
Who needs alcohol when you have egg cream?
Right.
Exactly.
Me right now.
Teddy,
Actually,
what do you like to drink when you do drink? I forgot.
Hypothetically
Manhattan guy.
No, the story is mint juleps. I myself am not a terrible fan of mint julep these days. My tastes have changed.
Yeah.
A gin and tonic is quite good.
Ooh.
I like the
Refreshing.
piney smell. Being a fan of
Yeah.
national parks, you see.
Right.
Makes
Gin
total
is like
sense.
gin is a very gamey type of berry, I would say.
It's a woodsy drink.
Yeah, it's very, very oaky. It's like, oh yeah, this is
Indeed.
a fucking plant for sure.
I mean,
Like,
yes,
ooh.
you're drinking juniper, essentially.
Yeah, oh
So,
yeah.
In my
Get lost in the
man.
desert.
For sure.
in my freshman year of college, the dorms I lived in were like suites. There were 2 and 2, and there was 2 rooms, 2 person per room. And they each shared a bathroom.
So
And
like
my
4 people in an apartment, or like
basically, but I
actually-
mean, it was
yeah,
all a
yeah.
hall. But like we
Yeah.
all shared, like us 4 shared a bathroom.
Yeah.
And my roommate, I did not get along with very well. And he was a big pothead, and I am paranoid. And they make lots of rules about like expulsion if you get caught with weed.
Yeah,
And I'm
I
like,
would
dude,
not
I don't
be
care what
doing
you
that
do.
shit on campus. What
So
the
long
fuck?
as you don't have weed in our room. And I would come home, and he'd be like breaking apart his weed. No, I don't. Is that the phrase, Dayman? I'm an idiot. Break, like, you know what I mean?
don't
Breaking it
know.
up. Like you have to
He's
like break up the butt.
grinding,
like cracking up wearing a blister of trading cards.
Yeah.
Sure, sure. So he's doing that. I'm like, dude, get that out of the house. Like, it's not okay. One
Yeah,
night,
that's
that
dumb
man,
to do on campus.
he got drunk on like a 5th of gin and
Oh.
pink Kool-Aid.
Oh.
And I came home to him passed out. And he had vomited in the toilet.
Okay.
Pink, chunky, gin-smelling vomit.
Why? Why are you
Okay.
telling this story?
Because this is my gin story. This is why I don't drink gin. Prior to him doing that, someone had used the toilet and not flushed it sufficiently, and it was clogged.
Oh my god.
Well, that explains why his vomit was still in there.
Well, so Mr. Asshole roommate decides that he wasn't going to clean it up because he didn't clog the toilet. None of the neighbors decided they were going to clean it up. So we didn't have a toilet for 2 weeks because it just sat there while no one did
God.
anything.
Oh my god.
By that point,
That
the
is
fermentation
so
will kick in again.
Yeah,
I had
that's
to-
horrifying.
It was terrible. I had to eventually, and this will tell you a little bit about the time period. I took out my Tommy Hilfiger cologne, sprayed a T-shirt, like doused that motherfucker, wrapped it around my face, and had a friend hold the door open. I'd run in, plunge, run out, gag, and gasp. And I did
That's
that for
from
like
the
10
Tommy
minutes.
Hilfiger, not from the shit.
No, it was
It's
definitely
like-
from the shit gin flesh.
You were like dive bombing it. That's fucking crazy.
But I got it. I got it.
Bro's ambushing it.
I got it.
It sounds
Yeah,
less a
and
story of why you don't drink gin and more a story why you don't plunge toilets anymore.
Ew.
I
And
plunged
why you
That's-
no longer wear Tommy Hilfiger.
A man,
That would make sense.
a man of my size with my diet has to learn to plunge a toilet. That's all I'm going to say.
That's fair. I completely understand that. Now, tell me, did you go to school in the area that you went to high school?
I'll tell you the college I went to. This because I went to like 7 different colleges. You'll never track me down. This was at Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville.
I'm very familiar with that institution. Go Cougars.
Go Cougars.
I'm not a Cougar myself.
My wife is.
Oh my god!
No shit.
Congratulations
on Leo.
This is the episode. This is the episode you're going to make her listen to, isn't it?
Yep.
Shout out, Mrs. Einstein.
And I mean that in the baccalaureate way.
Sure.
Fuck.
And the other.
Yeah, I got it. So that's my story. Let's continue on with the questions unless someone wants to talk more about that one.
No, I'm fine.
Lamau.
I would like to actually delete that from my memory.
Well, you can edit it out of the podcast. You're good.
My wife being a cougar or Chalk's plunge?
What do you think?
Chalk's
Man,
plunge.
My wife's pretty cool. I don't...
That sounds like a level in a
Chalk's
Mario
plunge to plunge.
game.
Chalk's plunge.
Kind of like Chip's Challenge. Anybody like Chip's Challenge?
Oh yeah,
I love Chip's Challenge.
I love Chip's Challenge.
I noticed the two
I want to know
younger
if I
ones
could
have
beat
no
him
idea what I'm
today.
talking about.
Right.
No, I
This is
don't.
definitely
I do love
referred to
Mario
as
though.
the
Is this
younger
a
definitely
Mario-
a old person chat right now.
Windows
is this a
95,
Mario
boys.
reference? Windows 95.
We're all
a little
old.
early for me.
I don't know that Dayman or Leo were alive in '95.
I was not.
I
Alive.
wasn't, but only by a few years.
I was
That
not
being
alive by.
four.
Oh,
The tornado was
What
going to
was
be
that
problematic.
for?
that was just me
Feels old.
realizing how fucking old I am.
I was not alive by 6 years.
It's all right. I was
Jeez.
born in 1858.
There you
He's
go.
been around a time or two.
That's a
Indeed.
recurring
We've
theme.
seen
I'm
his
probably
version.
going to use it
What are
again.
we
I'm
gonna
sorry.
do for your bicentennial?
Well, I
That's
haven't
gonna be a
quite
barn
decided
burner.
yet.
The world still be around?
You
Everyone
got a
who
bit.
remembers me as a natural person is dead,
He's
unfortunately.
dead. He's dead.
Unfortunately.
Even your second wife?
Even my second wife, yes. Unfortunately,
Haven't moved on to a third one, huh?
Edith passed. No, she
He's very
outlived me.
loyal. He's very loyal.
If she outlived you, how the fuck are we doing this podcast right now?
Well, quite frankly,
Whoa.
people think I died. They were
Mine.
sorely mistaken. But unfortunately, she didn't get the memo, and neither did the children.
Damn.
What about the children's children?
Not quite either. However, I will
What
say
somebody
that,
think of the children?
And the children's children.
I'm very proud of the children. However, they went on to lead fulfilling public serving lives.
Franklin Delano.
No.
It's not his
actually,
child.
Distant
cousins?
relative.
Same last name.
He married
Yeah.
my
teach-
niece,
You
my
teach
brother's
history.
Yeah. And
U.S. history at that.
I don't. I literally don't teach U.S. history.
Oh,
But
Before we
what we learned
continue
about
attacking.
Not attacking, just being disappointed in. Very different. Very different.
what we learned about Franklin is that Franklin does what Franklin wants, and quite frankly, Franklin does who Franklin wants. But he actually did a decent job
at what?
Doing
leading the country
Doing who he want? Oh, okay.
and doing whoever he wants, which is kind of unfortunate for Eleanor. But he was a
or
saint.
fortunate for Eleanor, depending on who you believe.
True.
True.
So, what are you looking forward to for this college season, buddy?
Oh my
I'm gonna
god.
segue away from Mr. Roosevelt here.
Smooth transition.
I'm looking forward to college. Is always one of my favorite parts of the MLR season because we, frankly, it's how the league survives. You have to continue to expand and grow, and bring in new ideas, new people with maybe a different look and perspective at things. And I am always excited to see. This is my third college season. I'm excited to see what this rookie class has in store. And we're already seeing quite a bit of activity, which is outstanding. I love seeing
It
that.
is. I real quick shout out to Tomas for doing a fucking hell of a job
Yes,
recruiting
absolutely.
Yes.
in a very
That's
difficult
great.
scenario. He did a very good job, and still is doing a very good job.
Yes.
Shout out Tomas. Probably won't even have
It
time
is-
to hear this podcast because of how
What do you
busy
mean?
and awesome he is.
He's
Large
awake
part-
23 hours a day.
He's sleeping now.
We'll have time.
He slept for 10 hours.
Last
That is
week.
a never-ending
No, it
thankless
was
job.
like yesterday. It was like yesterday.
And they don't get a lot of they don't get enough credit for what they do. Anybody in the office of the commissioners, whether they're moderators, LOMs, I'm sorry, LOMs, you do refer to them as LOMs here, league operations managers.
Well, one of us do.
Our
the right one.
our technicians, Uga running MILR, Mark Skinny taking over at the awards czar.
Is that how you say his name?
Indeed. Well, do you not know the backstory?
No.
I don't know that I want to know the backstory.
No,
I got to be honest.
No, it's not vulgar.
Wow.
I promise. Especially for you,
Okay.
a St. Louis boy. Mark Burley, famous
I'm
pitcher,
40 years
Chicago
old,
White Sox.
President. Yeah.
Oh.
It's
Mark
a pun.
Burley, Mark Skinny.
Burley,
Got
Mark
it.
Skinny.
I
There's
always
one of
thought it
those-
was Shine.
I did too. And then I thought it was.
Okay.
That's what I thought it was.
But still, that's pretty fucking funny.
The Guns N'
That
Roses
is a good
fans
name.
really
That
do
is a
enjoy
good name.
saying that name.
Yep. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, he's quick.
Is the world in slow mode for you? Are you like that guy from that movie? It's
Me?
About Time, where you relive the day over.
Can y'all not do that?
What?
It's one of those things. When I am not running the country, which is quite busy, but I am involved in a lot of public facing things. When you're dealing with people in real time a lot, you have to be able to think on your feet a lot. I've been doing it for quite some time. So it just comes to me sometimes, and other times it's whatever I can think of to keep things going.
Okay. Do you get much time to yourself, Teddy?
I do. I read many books. I enjoy going to our national parks. Shout out national parks. And
Shout out National Parks.
I have enjoyed. I've taken up an enjoyment of video games, which might surprise you, given my my active social life and exercise routines. But I do enjoy playing. I do enjoy playing a game of Civilization and Pokemon, actually, which scratches that big game hunting itch these days.
And the slight imperialism itch too.
Slight imperialism, but I will say, if you look at my record, I was handed a war in the Philippines. I finished the war in the Philippines, and I didn't get us involved in too many other wars. If you'd like to talk to my successor, Mr. Wilson, who is, by all accounts, an idiot, then you can talk about imperialism.
A scathing Woodrow. Wow. That I do agree with, by the way. Apt analysis, I would say, Mr. President.
Going after Woodrow.
Man, fuck Woodrow Wilson.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Say it
Wow.
again for the people in the peanut gallery, please.
Yeah, fucking Woodrow Wilson. Mr.
This is online, President.
Man.
There's no peanut gallery here.
Oh, they'll be listening. Zand, I know you're out there.
Zand, say it again for Zand.
Yeah.
Known Woodrow Wilson
So
boosters,
fucking
Zand.
No. If I know Zand, he's gonna be like, yeah, fucking Woodrow Wilson.
Zand Danish?
He's gonna be like, I don't really know if I know who that is, but I think
Zand
is Danish.
I think he knows what's up.
No, Zand is Danish American. That boy lived in Kansas.
He's been in America before.
Yeah,
I
he
think
he went to high school here or something.
He's
That boy was raised in a
Unfortunately-
cornfield.
So you got a good public education in Kansas. I'm sure that was
Yes,
very...
Hey,
taught him a
come on
lot
now.
about
the same
I'm
one
in
that you're
Idaho.
teaching
I
him
know
right now.
I'm in Idaho. I know who Woodrow Wilson is. Okay, come on now. That's a
What does that mean? Is Woodrow Wilson associated with Idaho?
No, I'm just saying,
No, it's just
Kansas
Wilson is-
school shit. I'm just saying,
He's more associated with New Jersey, even though he's a Virginian. And just not a very nice guy. Unfortunately, he is one of the 4 United States presidents to have a Nobel Peace Prize. I was the first. Thank you.
Naturally.
What did you get it for?
I got it for my intervention in, again, thank you, ending the war between Russia and Japan in 1905. Helping mediate an end to the
Russo-Japanese
conflict.
War,
Russo-Japanese War.
which the Japanese won decisively.
They did.
handily
Yeah,
because
they tended to do that between like the 1890s and like the 19.
That was the first
44.
war where I believe Japan had won a naval engagement with a European nation. Pretty
Battle of
sure that was the one.
Tsushima. They crossed the T.
See?
Very impressive.
I
Nobody
would
else
like to
really...
I would like to say like Russia as a European nation is. I'm not saying it's wrong. But
that
it's like-
was just for the sake of the saying what I was saying. I didn't want to get into like the first time they will kind of the big gray area that is. I'm just saying like
Meet a Eurasian.
There's a lot of history there, and
what
you
I
have to
really
look
meant
into
was a great power.
The end of the Napoleonic Wars and how the West took advantage of things compared to the East, and it's just very different. Thank you, Mr. Metternich, and we'll continue from there.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
I wish you guys could see my face right now and how it is just a gap at every fucking reference, and I just dayman myself. Good Christ, what is going on in this world?
Yeah,
I just dayman myself again.
Stuck in the loop.
Oh, okay. How about season 10? You're excited for college and the activity, which is good. What are you looking forward to in season 10?
Season 10, I'm excited to. This season, our draft strategy is going to be a little different than last season. Last season came into the off season, and we had 2 players the day after the Paper Cup ended. This year, we've got a more substantial roster, and we also have a high draft pick thanks to an in-season trade. So we're able to be a little bit more focused with our draft strategy and who we're going to be looking at. Who that is exactly, I don't know, because I do have a responsibility to my rookies at Delta State and helping them be as attractive as possible to MLR teams, and I'm ready to take that challenge head on. But I'm certainly hopeful that Oakland is going to be able to move on to a new phase compared to this year, which was more of a rebuilding year.
Dayman.
I don't think he's on the block.
Sorry, I'm looking for my cat.
How is the cat?
So I'm just making sure she's okay. She's fine. Just making sure she's sleeping and not like licking herself.
Understandable.
Leo, did you watch the video?
I'm not watching the video.
Oh, okay.
It's a cute video.
She's really zonked out, so she's just kind of like walking around aimlessly. I have not found her. No.
Is Wendy there?
I didn't check under the bed though. Wendy is right here. Yes.
Oh,
hello, Wendy. How are you?
Is that an actual name, or is that just like a...
No.
That's not our actual name, no.
Okay.
okay.
Why is she called Wendy?
Honestly,
thinks her name is.
I don't quite know how that started. It just started.
I can't
one
remember
day.
either. I think
I can
had
tell
to have
you-
been something.
Sounds like a Peter Pan joke.
No, it had to
That's
have
what
been
I thought,
something
too.
where I was like getting Wendy's and like typoed it or something.
No,
and
actually,
it was,
I do recall.
Uh-oh.
You mentioned
Of course he does.
You mentioned where she was from, which is a very windy locale in the United States, and I just associated the name Wendy with windy.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Okay, that makes sense. I definitely did not remember, but it is a funny joke. But yeah, we're still. Oh, I found her. Unless you found her.
I didn't find her.
I didn't
I did
either.
not.
She's telling me.
Dayman's
no,
cat
I
got
fucking-
neutered
I-
today, so
I
she's
fucking
a little
found
bit...
her.
I think
Okay.
girls get spayed.
Sorry. Dayman's cat got spayed today, so...
There was a medical
why we're-
procedure
My
done, and
cat
it
got
will
Yeah, we
improve
probably
her
shouldn't
quality of life.
discuss personal medical history on our podcast.
It's a
with-
fucking cat. Come
Give
on.
my cat medical
Ooh.
privacy.
I will not. I mean, I'm not a fan of cats, but I'm not going to go
got
that far.
spayed today.
Yeah, no, she got spayed. She's just
Don't know if
all
If
she's
I
doing
might,
is just
I-
sitting and looking around.
I did listen to the Brent Chillwater episode earlier today. Part of it, I haven't
Yeah.
quite finished it, and there was an inquiry as to how the Brunt Kielbasa name came about.
Yes.
Oh, please.
Yes,
Yes.
I can elucidate on that a little bit.
Yes, please.
So
Please do.
it just so happened that I was thinking one day, and I said, well, that name's very close to Kielbasa, and I wanted a name that sounded kind of funny but close to his name. And I thought of, well, there's burnt kielbasa, but that's kind of mean. So we just transposed the R and the U to be brunt kielbasa. And as it happened, Brent was in a conversation with Dayman, actually, in the Dome channel in FCB. And they were talking about, you guys were talking about Overwatch, a game I've never played, so I don't know much about it. But he said, well, I play such and such character because I suck. And I said, let me be clear about one thing. Brunt Kielbasa does not suck. And that is going to be your nickname whenever we have a Players Weekend next time. And apparently we're not going to have Players Weekend, but you know what? It's stuck.
It did indeed stick.
There you go.
That's for sure. The whole command.
What's Players Weekend?
So, you know how in MLB, there is a weekend, or they haven't done the last few years, but there's a weekend where the players wear
Fake
different
names or
colored
nicknames.
uniforms, and they have nicknames on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. MLR has had that in the past. I've been told that unfortunately it is it runs havoc on the bot, and Loam don't really care for changing everybody's name for one session and then changing it back. Logistical nightmare. So don't think it's coming back anytime soon.
Sounds like a fun all-star game.
That's
during
cool,
that week.
but also just
With
like
human umps.
screw that, dude.
And as it is, you
Like,
do
I'm
get
sorry.
one name change per season. So if somebody wanted to change the name,
Then
they
they
could
have
do
to
that.
stick with it.
Just amass grassroots. Everybody does it for a session. Please do not do this.
Sounds like a good April Fool's joke.
Please
I'd be
don't.
very
do
concerned
not do
that someone would
this.
take chocolate banana or chalk banana. So
Like you switch off thinking you're gonna swap back, and I switch to chalk banana, so you
Exactly.
can't get-
That's what
I
happened to
totally would
Tomas.
do that. I'm gonna be eyeing transactions like a hawk now.
That's
Do you
what
see
happened to Tomas.
transactions?
Tomas
I
went to
can.
Tequila Mockingbird, and then somebody immediately took Tomas Nielsen.
Did that really happen?
Yes.
Who
I think
took
they've
it?
changed. I don't remember. I think they've changed it back at this point. But
Oh,
That's
that's
fucking
glorious.
hilarious.
you can only change once per year. So they probably either said, "Are you serious?" and they said no. But yes, as a media member, you can
I
see
wish.
the transactions.
I was about to say I can technically check transactions log. Hang on.
I can see it because I got newsroom perms for something else for like
we got
FCB
newsroom
stuff.
for FCB.
That's why I
yeah,
can see it.
announcement.
I can't see it. Describe rule doesn't give you that. Still, it just gives me committee stuff.
While he looks that up, or not, I don't care.
on it.
The presidential term limits enacted after your presidency, do those affect your future presidential runs?
Yes, actually, it does, unfortunately. If you look at the text of the 22nd Amendment, and unlike some current politicians, I do believe in following the Constitution. It does say that
I'm going to check if it's actually the 22nd Amendment.
it is the 22nd Amendment, I promise you.
No,
You think you would be wrong?
Yeah,
All
I
the
just,
facts today, you think that one's wrong?
did you see I posted in the chat the Fox's You Bet syrup?
I did see the Wikipedia link.
It does say that the amendment applies to anybody who fills more than half of a term of someone's unexpired term. Sadly, President McKinley passed away in September of 1901. We were put in office in March of 1901. That's when the inauguration was. So I did fulfill more than half of that term. Plus, I was elected to my own term. So I was allowed to run for the presidency in 1912 as part of the Bull Moose Party. But since then, thanks to, again, my distant relative Frankie, the 22nd Amendment was put in place. I am unable to run for any further terms.
Because
I didn't realize that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Because McKinley was assassinated late in the year, and then you were inaugurated later. It was more of the term, so it counts as one of the two. Is that what you're saying? That's
Correct.
what
So
I-
it was
assassinated early in the presidency.
It was the same calendar year, yes. He was in office for his second term about 6 months, a little under 6 months.
Same thing with Cleveland, right? Like he was assassinated really early.
Cleveland wasn't involved in an assassination. He won his first term, then he lost to Benjamin Harrison, but then Harrison served his term, and then Cleveland ran again, and so he won a second term.
Who was the other person that got assassinated?
There have been 4 assassinations: Lincoln, James Garfield, JFK, and McKinley.
Fuck, we've had 4 assassinations?
Was Garfield early in the presidency?
Right? Say what?
Garfield was assassinated early in the presidency?
Yes, he was shot in, sad story. He was shot in July, and he lingered for 2 months because medicine wasn't quite where it is today. And general sanitary procedures weren't followed. The wound became infected, and he died 2 months later.
What a terrible way to go out. Sorry, Cleveland. But also, I'm pretty sure that guy was
Garfield.
Garfield, sorry.
The cat, not the city.
Yeah, sorry.
I hate
sorry,
Mondays.
Catman.
Cleveland, famously from Buffalo, I believe.
Ah, yes. The great city of Buffalo.
Shout out Emerson, he's a Buffalo fan.
My favorite sentence in the English language. Buffalo, Buffalo, Buffalo.
Buffalo. Shout out Emerson.
You can do 4, I think.
I thought it was 7.
I know it's at least 4. Buffalo.
I'm pretty sure it's after 4 you can do as many as you want.
But it's like a proper sentence with 4.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought it was 7.
And those of you who are fans of the 1946 film It's a Wonderful Life are very familiar with the song Buffalo Gals.
True.
My kid has a little toy that they got from our neighbor, and it's like a barn, and various things make noises when you press on it, and one of them sings songs, and the only song on there that I know is Buffalo Girls, and then we sing it together.
It's Wonderful Life is a good movie, but I've just seen it way too many times. I don't want to watch that shit.
Well, it's on all the time at Christmas. That and A Christmas Story.
Some of my family is like hell bent on like we have to watch it every year, and then there's like the other part of us that's just like it's so long and we've seen it 100 times. Come on, like I understand it's great. Please stop force-feeding it to me. I don't want it.
And I know that you're sick of it, but George is the protagonist, Mary's the hero.
I don't even know what that means. I've seen it like half the time.
I could get behind
half the time.
Jimmy Stewart's character is the protagonist, but his wife is the hero and the driving force of the movie.
Yeah, he's pretty much just fucking it up, kind of.
Proof that behind every good man is a better woman.
Eleanor. Wrong Roosevelt. Shit.
That's okay.
Edith. He's talked about her like 3 times.
I know. I'm confused.
Again, my brother's
very startled.
I just got through reading like a bunch of FDR books, so I'm like extra confused. Mixing up my references, and it's just a.
So I was the square deal. He was the New Deal.
Wow, it is 7.
I know.
Wait,
it's the peripherals.
8.
8.
8.
8
Buffalo.
That's
I
quite a
think
few
8
Buffalo. There are too many people there for America.
Leo, you might have just said that in iambic pentameter.
I don't know what that means.
It's okay, but you might have just done it on
I'm sorry, unstressed stress.
Yeah.
5
syllable
syllables.
count. That's
No, it's not iambic pentameter because Buffalo is stressed first. Buffalo. Yeah. When are you gonna run for your first term as Loam?
I see. I saw it when you proposed that question. I don't know that I will because I'm having too much fun doing what I'm doing. Like I said, it's an important job, and it's a job that doesn't get enough credit for the work that goes into it. But I don't know that it's in the cards for me.
Yeah,
I kind of feel that. Like, I just like trying to get to like shit and just being like, that's a good contribution. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm-
like Tomas, you can have that. Like, hang on the channels.
That's all you.
I'll hang on the channels with you, Teddy. I'm good
Shout
on
out
the
to
other
Mars.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of channels, this isn't even on the questions. How do you do it so damn fast, Teddy?
Because I have notifications on for it, and
So
I
do
have
I.
muted them for this conversation.
None have
Are
come
you
up.
fiending a little bit?
Say what?
Like you getting a little jittery not having your notifications on for the channel?
Oh no, and that's because I know that there are still quite a few umps in there who will happily get to any issues that come up. Larold's there. Larold does a great job as our ump warden. The aforementioned Mark Skinny, the aforementioned Lee Litter are both there. And who can forget the greatest umpire we have, Mama Luigi. Shout out, Mama Luigi.
Shout out Mama Luigi. UC Rebel alum, GM
Despite
of
his
the New York
rankings
Yankees.
of the top 5. Shout out Luigi.
Because of the said rankings.
I'm around there. I'm around in the chats, but then I just see other people grab it.
I'm interested to see. I would imagine Luigi's a front runner for the New York GM position. I'm not certain he wants it. He's the co-GM.
Okay, fair.
But Tommy Tight Pants has announced his retirement, so he will be looking for somebody to fill those shoes, and those are big shoes to fill because Tommy's been around for a long time.
Well, Mama Luigi is a solid dude, so he'd do a great job.
Much agreed. Also a fantastic Super Smash Brothers player. Me Sword Fighter, I believe, and I don't know many Me Fighter mains, so good on you, Mama Luigi.
Yeah. I respect at least picking someone who's like, oh shit, that's kind of like nobody does that. Yeah.
Hey, Stupido, do you have any idea what they're fucking talking about?
I know what they're talking about, but I do not partake in Smash myself.
I know what Smash is, but after that, I'm lost entirely.
I'm just a lowly Kirby main.
Mama Luigi's the fighter that he usually picks is not a very popular character that you see people playing.
Yeah. Yeah, like
if you've played the Wii before, the little character avatar people that you create to represent you, that's called a Mii, and you can fight as those.
Okay, now I understand. Yeah.
MII.
Yeah. My daughter races as that when we play Mario Kart. She thinks it's awesome. So, last question we have. What do you miss about the way things used to be?
The way things. Well, that's a fascinating question. You know, the other day I was looking at the television, which by the way, that's very interesting. When did that come around?
Around the 40s, 50s.
No, the first
the
television
30s.
was invented in Idaho in like the 30s.
Of course, Idaho. They were fucking bored.
Yeah, they were bored as fuck.
They're like, how do we get access to see all this?
They didn't have electricity in the 30s.
It's like
Idaho did not have electricity in the 30s. I do not buy that.
I'll give you an exact date. 1927 is my guess.
Fantastic.
Is that a guess, or is that you looking it up?
That's a guess. I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
I know that it was advertised.
1927. Let's go.
Nice.
When did they become popular?
The guy who invented it was Philo Farnsworth.
Okay, Mr. I do enjoy Mr. Farnsworth.
Yeah.
I only know that because of Warehouse 13.
I'm so him.
Oh, goodness.
If anyone knows that reference. No, okay, no, someone knows that reference. There you go.
Sadly,
no. I get that reference.
I can get many, but not all of them.
You got him, Chuck.
Yeah!
That was an hour and a half, but we did it.
But I was looking at the television. I saw this gentleman named Archie Bunker, who was a younger fella, but he was going on about the way things were. And
that's
really,
a reference.
His way things were different than the way my things were. So really, I think that we are on a continuously moving line of progress, and progress scares people more than it should. And while I am regretful of some things from my childhood moving on, for example, we've talked about New York City. New York was just the island of Manhattan at one point, and now it's exploded, which the people in Brooklyn kind of hate. But anyways, I think that not all change is bad, and when we look at change as a good thing, I think it really changes our perspective.
So you think it's all progressing? It's all going forward?
I think that ultimately, yes. Now, there will be forces acting in opposition to that because that's kind of how life is. It's an eternal struggle between one side and the other. And ultimately, yes, I do think we are moving forward, although we're humans and we make mistakes. That's part of being a human. And for example, I'm not shooting on this hole. And
This isn't progress exactly.
we're making different kinds of progress here. There we go. But I do think that you can call me an idealist, an optimist, a glass half full.
I didn't realize you were an optimist, Mr. President.
I'll take it. There's not too many left. Someone's got to do it. So thanks.
But I think that ultimately we are headed in what eventually will be the right direction. We just take our lumps along the way because that's what we do.
Well said.
Well said, Teddy. Also,
Excellent.
Blake Snell's going to the Giants. That's kind of crazy.
Ooh.
What the hell?
Didn't expect that one.
Hell?
The Giants actually signed a big free agent?
What?
62 mil, 2 years. Opt out.
Damon, are you a big
Giants fans?
Are you a big baseball fan, Damon?
Yeah.
He likes the Mariners.
And
How is that?
I follow like big storylines. Like I can't
Sure.
name like every player on every team, but like
I
get
barely
those
name
little
any.
notifications.
I can barely name every Cardinal at this point, to be totally honest. So
I mean, well, yeah, it's also the beginning of a season. It'll
I can
take
give it a
little
try.
bit to like, it'll take me like a few weeks, like probably like 2 weeks to like really know like every single person. But like I'm getting into it a little bit. I don't even give a fuck. I'm vibing.
good. I'm glad. I just didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah, no, you're good. I know some people here are like not here, but in the server are more like casual or don't even watch or whatever, and it's like completely separate. But I definitely will watch Mariners games like every day, probably.
I believe.
How do you like our home team's chances?
What'd you say, Teddy?
I'm sorry. I was saying,
no, go ahead,
draft
Teddy.
weekend.
Good.
I believe Dayman and Bobbert and I want to say Wheezy Whipplesworth and Two Balls One Bat were all supposed to meet up at a Mariners game. Did that ever happen?
We did not meet up. I think we actually went on different days, but it was like all the same weekend. Or we were there on the same day, and it was the first day we were there, and we just didn't end up meeting up. But we were all there at and around the same point.
An attempt was made.
It is hard when it's like absolutely packed, and like they both have kids and shit, and like we're completely somewhere else, and we're both with like big groups of people, and you're just like, oh my god, this is like a whole thing, man. It'd be like
it
that.
Can be hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good time though. We had a good time on that trip.
Good. Anyways, I cut you off. I'm sorry, Chuck.
I was just going to ask what you think about our. I don't know what the fuck happened just there in golf. What do you think about our St. Louis chances? You're a St. Louis guy. What do you think about the team's chances?
I think that the team is going to perform better than it did last year. I think that the starting rotation. Right. I think that the starting rotation has, let's say, a greater innings load, a greater innings capability than the starting rotation last year. The Sonny Gray injury does worry me quite a bit. Hamstrings are one of those things that kind of just nag and don't quite go away, especially if you're going to be a pitcher.
Especially over the course of 8 months.
Exactly.
Or, however long. It's a long time.
It's a grind. It's 162 games, and they feel it after about 20. So
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't think we'll finish last this year. I would have liked to have seen them get at least one more bat and at least one more starting pitching option this offseason. I don't know that the fan base is going to be as accepting of the MO that the front office has run for the past however many years. And yes, that was a pun intended.
I noticed it. Well played.
Thank you.
I
But I think they'll be competitive for the division this year. I don't know that they're certainly not the favorites. I do think that Chicago has to be the favorite, as much as I don't like to admit that. But I think the Cardinals will play a role in deciding the division in this season. What are your thoughts?
Okay. I don't get to follow much anymore, and I'm not incentivized to follow when we continue to do the same shit and hope for different results. So I am not jazzed. I'm not jazzed. I'm not jazzed, Teddy. I wish I were. I have watched like 3 innings of spring training. I am a Jordan Walker guy. I like Jordan Walker. I collect his baseball cards. I couldn't tell you how he's doing. I think Mason Wynn is exciting. I think there are some good young players to build around. I think we wasted the last year of 2 of the best people to ever play their positions. I think we wasted the last year of one of the best starting pitchers we've had in the last 40 fucking years. And I don't understand why we continue to do that and be like, hey, it's okay. And I understand that money is expensive, and I understand that COVID was hard and TV deals are difficult and yada, yada, yada. But if I were sitting on a pile of cash such that, my hemorrhoids were millionaires,
Amen, Stuck.
I would spend it on players to make my team successful, because it's not like I'm not still going to have enough money so that my hemorrhoids are millionaires. But I have a different value of money, so there you go.
Always the
probably get those
optimist.
checked out, Chalk.
What'd you say?
Did you probably get those hemorrhoids checked out?
Well, my hemorrhoids don't sit on a pile of money, and I live in
Well,
America where I can't really afford
problem.
health care, even though I make more than God. So there you go.
There's a joke about Napoleon at Waterloo there, but I'm not going to make it.
Oh yeah, we all
Were
know
you
that joke.
were you at Waterloo, or I don't know?
I was
don't know
not
how
at
the
Waterloo.
time-
Waterloo was a
Okay.
little
Well
bit
before.
different.
That's a crazy
Well
one.
before.
Not well
did-
before. It's only like 20, 30 years.
I did
36
write the
years.
seminal history of the naval war in 1812, but I was not at Waterloo.
Yes. Trafalgar in there?
Trafalgar was no, that wasn't the United States involved in Trafalgar. That was still
that was-
the
That was Waterloo. Shit.
but
Isn't Trafalgar a person?
No. It's a
No.
naval battle.
Horatio Lord Nelson.
I've been to the square. I thought Trafalgar was a person. I could be dumb. I'm dumb. It's fine.
No,
No, sorry,
the battle.
it's the battle, but the column there is Nelson's column in memorial of Nelson.
Yeah. It's a really surreal place to be. Trafalgar Square.
Because everything is going on there, and nobody seems to know what's going on.
Well, and there's also like this big celebration of this thing that I don't know, man. There's a lot wrapped up in what they're celebrating right there. You know?
That's the Brits. The Brits do their thing.
I mean, I don't know that we get to divorce ourselves too much from the Brits. I understand that we want to. I don't know that we can. So
in many instances, I concur, but we weren't involved in that one. So, but I
I'm just thinking yeah, okay.
I
Here I
feel
thought
it
Trafalgar
also,
was a dude.
yeah. No, it's like
He
a
was
cape.
not.
The Cape of Trafalgar. That's where the battle was. That's why it's Trafalgar
Oh,
Square.
down there by Gibraltar.
I've
Probably,
diverted
yeah.
things away from the fact that the Cardinals have heard your complaints and have decided to sign Matt Carpenter and Lance Lynn again.
Yeah, Yeah.
So there you go.
And I'm not even saying those are bad signings. It's just like support signings. We have a bunch of character actors, and no lead. That's what we
I
have.
agree. Stupito, what do you
Yeah.
think?
Can I offer you 8 utility men?
55 utility players, 55 4A players, 55 toolsy outfielders, 55
Yeah.
left-handed relievers.
Goes crazy.
I think I'm happy that I no longer live in St. Louis, so I don't have to give him any money.
There you go.
Do you spend on MLB TV?
I do not, because I get it for free with T-Mobile.
There you go.
Well, I wish. Wait, I should ask my girlfriend about that because
Or
She
find
has
someone who has T-Mobile and doesn't
Yeah.
use it.
true.
You get it for half off if you sign up for the MLB PA sponsorship. And I'd rather give my money to the MLB Players Association, who I know is a group of like millionaires, but I still support workers over owners. So
The best part about where I live, the only blackout team I have to worry about are the Braves.
Oh,
If I
no.
lived 3 miles north, and that means like when the Cardinals play the Braves. If I lived 3 miles north, it includes, I think, the Pirates, the Phillies. It's like 3 other teams. It's crazy.
Probably the Nationals.
yeah, the Blackhawks are dumb as fuck.
I think the Nationals. Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 National League teams. that they
Nationals
will
and
play.
Orioles do probably. I only have to worry about the Pirates, and that doesn't bother me. So
So it's like 6 games a year I don't get to watch on TV.
yeah, I got 12. And the
On
Apple
that
TV
note.
bullshit.
Well, and then
Yeah.
any ESPN games or Sunday night games or whatever.
Has this been like a 2-hour podcast already?
Yeah,
We're getting there.
We're closing in
It's
on
been
it.
a bit. I was gonna say we should
Teddy,
Hey,
normally
man.
we end our podcast with questions from the guest. Do you have any questions for us quickly?
I do. I guess this
Naturally.
one's for the group. You all mentioned Mount Rushmore earlier. I've got to shoot here.
Oh no.
For the group of you, who would you put on your MLR Mount Rushmore as of this point?
Oh. Wow.
Okay, first of all, I have to say,
Tomas.
Corn Barn has to be on there.
Who?
Corn Barn. They're a mythical person. I've
It's an
only seen
Expos
them one
thing.
time, but
It's a
Corn
what?
Barn,
Corn Barn
Expos.
is an Expos legend.
Expos
Montreal.
legend, and the name just like it resonates with me so well. I don't know what it is about it, but like it's so fucking funny to me. Corn Barn. Shout
Part
out
of
it
to my
is
team.
The
named
Expos culture.
Cornbread House.
This is so
The
tough
Expos
because
are
someone's
fun.
going to get left off that I am going to make mad by leaving off.
Put Tomas on there. Call it a day.
Just Tomas.
My king.
Yep. My contribution.
I would have Teddy on there.
I was gonna say
I'd put Calvin Ball on there too, just to piss him off.
Are we
I think they're
talking a
probably gonna come on
personal
there.
or who we think should be on the MLR?
Oh, that's a good distinction.
No, this is really whatever you want it to be. You can do either.
Okay, my personal list, like if I was literally gonna create this monument in real life, I would for sure put Calvin on it just to bother him.
All right, so Dayman
Shout
has
out
put
Calvin.
in someone who doesn't exist, someone who he does it strictly to bother.
That's 2 good choices.
And then he'll put himself on there.
Yep, naturally.
And then
As
Bobber.
Just
as an
Kirby.
homage-
Just Kirby.
Okay, Kirby, who's not
Kirby.
an MLR player.
There we go.
Yes.
At one point they were Kirby Birch.
See? Shout out Kirby Birch.
You don't know who that is.
And I don't.
Let's not pretend.
He got
here.
banned in season 4 for being racist, but go ahead and put him on
Oh
yours.
Oh
no,
no.
He didn't, I don't think. I'm joking. Kirby, sorry.
I don't
All right,
think.
somebody else go.
don't-
Somebody else go.
Uga
Petra.
probably gets on
I
there.
was going to say,
Petra, Plow, Zand, and myself.
All right, so 4
Okay,
Phillies.
so
This
it's
Wow,
seems
just
a little
the
biased.
Phillies. It's just.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Totally
Go with
unbiased.
what you know.
Go with what you know. Yeah.
Oof.
Okay.
I almost put Raj on there, but I like myself more than Raj, which is really a big insult to Raj. Shout out to Raj.
King Raj. King Raj. Just saying it. You will like that I put that in there.
Status,
Tomas,
statistician.
Matt. and I don't know, Hanny.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jeff
There
Dingerhitter,
you go.
the leader in home runs and some advanced stat that is good that I can't remember.
I don't know them, and therefore they're
the
not on
picks
it.
that you just said are actually pretty good picks, I would say. Controversial, but not terrible.
The ones I said?
Yeah.
Lee.
Oh yeah. Plow
All
would probably
people
be the only
deserving.
person. Plow would probably be the most controversial. He hasn't had the history in the. He just hasn't been around long enough.
I love Plow, so I don't.
And I don't know how you couldn't. Yeah.
Was he a scuba diver, Teddy?
I was not a scuba diver. He was a Belize nut. And
That's
before
right, I
that, he
do
was
remember.
a Bloomington onion.
Bloomington Onion.
That's a good name.
Shout out.
That's a good name.
He was a
That's a good name, right up there with
OGM
the
there.
Gondor Grons, which is the best name.
Okay.
Teddy, did you have a question
So
for Leo?
Leo, I do. I've got a passage that I put into Google Translate, and I was wondering if you could translate it for me.
Oh boy.
I've got it here. I'll read it here, and I've got a transcription for you later. Hallo, mein Name ist Leopold Pollersbeck. Ich bin ein falscher Baseballspieler. Ich lebe in einem Haus mit meinem Freund Damon, seiner Freundin Wendy und ihren 2 Katzen. Niemand sonst weiß, dass ich hier lebe. Es ist ein Geheimnis. Ich gebe vor, in Texas zu leben, damit niemand weiß. Das ist tatsächlich aufgeflogen, wo der
Tatsächlich.
Regierung bin.
Tatsächlich.
Es tut mir leid, Vater. Ich habe deinen Truck gestohlen und 3 Banken ausgeraubt. Helfen. Apologies to Mark Spoon and
your
Nero.
German pronunciation.
That wasn't bad though.
It's pretty rough, actually, guys.
I did actually understand.
The first half was good.
pretty good.
Then you got the Tatsache,
Tatsache.
Where's the umlaut on the Tatsache? The actually part?
That umlaut is over the second. Tatsächlich.
Tatsächlich.
My instructor was taught in Munich, so I've got a southern accent.
Oh, okay.
I was following for a little bit, and then
I actually was too.
I am Leo Pollersbeck.
Say some shit about me.
Yeah, I'm a pitcher.
My friend.
Pitcher in baseball. My
Never
friend
said
is
you were a
Damon.
pitcher, I
He
don't
has a
think.
partner named Wendy. Spieler is pitcher,
just
is it not? Or something
player.
like that.
Baseball spiel.
Spiel is play.
Player.
To play.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. I have a friend named Damon. Damon has a partner named Wendy.
No,
and
you live.
cats.
He said you live with Damon and Wendy and 2 cats.
I do not live with Damon.
That's what I heard.
I
That's
do
what he
not
said.
live with Damon. Okay, well, I don't think
That's what he said.
What he said though. So, and that's fact.
Well,
Teddy
not
has
that
not
we
lied
know
to
of.
us yet this episode.
He's totally
Unfortunately, I'm
160
being
something years
exposed
old
as
with 2 dead
not speaking
wives.
German.
Yeah.
I live with Dayman. Nobody knows this but me. It's a secret.
Yeah.
I say I live in Texas, but that's a lie.
I live in Idaho, naturally.
I'm sorry, Father. I'm on the
Leo.
run from the government. I stole your truck
Oh,
and robbed 3
no.
banks. Help.
He does have a truck.
I heard the help at the.
Hey, Leo.
I thought the I'm
just wanna
sorry,
tell you-
Father,
I
was
heard
to
the help at
chalk.
the end.
For-
Yeah,
that was when you
I didn't know what
corrected-
you were saying though. I lost the. Yeah.
Hey, Leo, I hate to tell you this, but you're 4 months behind on rent.
I can
So
cover.
you might wanna help out with that.
I can cover. I can cover.
Oh.
Es tut mir leid,
Yeah,
mein
we've been
Freundin,
covering you for
aber
months, dude.
ich spreche Französisch.
Tu parles français?
I love German.
Je parle un peu
I
de
love German.
français. C'était ma spécialisation à l'université. Oui.
German's such a nice language. I wish it was real.
I'm gonna go hit my head off things.
Nice.
Teddy, thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
Teddy,
All right.
this has been an
I
absolute
enjoyed
joy.
it.
I am
It has been a joy.
singularly impressed by you as an individual. Singularly impressed. It is.
I appreciate it.
It is.
You're like a black hole.
Yeah.
Singular,
Oh shit! Here's a fun story about black holes.
But you're impressed.
We
too.
went to.
Oh no.
No.
No. Next episode.
How are you
next
gonna set up a
episode.
black hole story next episode? You can't fake this.
You'll find a way.
We'll
Tune in to
I
find out.
go to
Find a
my
way.
kids.
We'll find
Teacher
That's how
a way.
we get
parent-teacher
people to our next
conference.
episode.
She's got
We'll
a
find a way.
Go
journal
to Chuck's Patreon to find out
that she
out about
goes
the
and
story.
they, like draw stories and like write things out. And the question that she wrote on was, "What is your joy?" And she said, "Being in my comfy bed with my comfy blanket and standing on a black hole and looking at the moon." I don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
What?
I mean, she has a comfy bed. She's got a comfy blanket. She likes to look at the moon.
No
My
black hole.
wife
On that
thinks she
level.
stands on the
No black hole?
radiator
Hey, man,
handle,
Sandy,
which is
what
a
she's
black
having.
round thing. She thinks that's the black hole. We need to figure it out. I'm a little freaked out. I think my kid,
It's very
Damon said,
possible.
I'll have. Damon said,
yeah,
I'll
my
have what
kid
she's
might be
having,
a
actually.
might be like an alien or a
Yeah.
magician or some sort of weird mystic. I don't know. But Chuck and Stupido,
Fans of the
Here's a
podcast,
good
why
way to
don't
end
you
it
go
right
ahead
there.
and put your thoughts on what this black hole is in the
Yes.
comments?
Get to the comment.
thank you,
There
Mr.
you
President,
go.
for
What
your
a
time.
plug.
Get to the comment.
And then on the
Okay.
next episode, we'll go over it.
Thank you all very much. I appreciate
won't.
it.